We are counting down the 15 car brands facing a collapse right now, after years of overpricing and cutting corners. From iconic manufacturers watching trusted reputations crumble, to luxury names losing buyers overnight, these rankings reveal staggering sales drops, reliability nightmares, and boardroom confessions you would never expect. Some brands on this list were once considered untouchable until the numbers told a different story. Who is at risk, and who is already in freefall? Let us begin with number 15. Nissan's downfall didn't start with a single misstep. In 2024, the company's stock entered a freefall, plummeting by 60% and wiping out billions in value almost overnight. Inside Nissan's Tokyo headquarters, panic spread after a leaked boardroom slide revealed the company had just 12 to 14 months of cash left unless it could pull off a massive turnaround. The CEO, Makoto Uchida, did not hide the urgency when he addressed staff after announcing 9,000 job cuts worldwide and plans to close 7 factories. The numbers were brutal. Global sales dropped by 3.4%, even as the rest of the market grew, and US sales had fallen by half since 2017. But the financial crisis was only part of the story. Nissan's reputation for reliability collapsed under the weight of chronic, continuously variable transmission failures. Owners of Altimas, Sentras, and Rogues reported shuddering, slipping, and sudden breakdowns as early as 60,000 miles. Repair bills ranged from $4,000 to $8,000, often more than the car was worth. Lawsuits piled up, and Nissan paid out hundreds of millions of dollars in settlements, but the core problem never went away. Independent mechanics reported a steady stream of failed units, especially in rental fleets where the abuse was higher and failures came faster. For buyers, the warning signs could not be clearer. A 2020 Altima can lose 60% of its value in just 3 years, compared to 45% for a Honda Accord. Dealers slashed trade-in values, and used car buyers steered clear. Nissan, once a pillar of Japanese engineering, now stands as a cautionary tale. When a company bets on cost-cutting and overpricing, the collapse can come faster than anyone expects. Sticker shock has become the norm at Stellantis dealerships. Over the past 5 years, the average price of a Ram 1500 pickup soared by 61%, landing at an eye-watering $65,000. Jeep Wranglers, once known for affordable adventure, now routinely list between $55,000 and $65,000, with some dealers demanding even more through hidden markups. The result is dealer lots packed with unsold trucks and SUVs. Inventory lingers for over 150 days, far beyond the industry's healthy threshold. Massive rebates, sometimes exceeding $10,000 per vehicle, have become standard just to get buyers in the door. The numbers behind the scenes tell a grim story. In the first half of 2024, Stellantis profits collapsed by 48%. Emergency discounting shredded margins, but even that could not clear the backlog. Special editions meant to drive urgency, like the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon Wevity, flopped spectacularly. Despite promises of scarcity, thousands sat unsold for months, their 6-figure price tags out of step with reality. The leadership fallout was swift. In September 2024, CEO Carlos Tavares publicly admitted the company had pushed prices too high, ignoring warnings from dealers and analysts alike. By December 2024, he was out, forced to step down as investors lost faith. Stellantis, once flush with cash from America's appetite for trucks and SUVs, now faces a reckoning of its own making, a mountain of unsold inventory, plummeting profits, and a reputation for pricing itself out of the market. Volkswagen's reputation for German engineering has taken a beating on 2 fronts: digital failure and financial losses. In 2025, the company began openly considering cutting capacity at its flagship German electric vehicle plants, an unthinkable move just a few years earlier. The Zwickau and Emden factories, once symbols of national pride, now operate on reduced shifts as unsold IDB4s pile up. Union leaders and executives spar over the future, with IG Metall fighting to keep plants open and Chief Executive Officer Oliver Bloom promising efficiency rather than outright shutdowns. Behind closed doors, the anxiety is clear. Demand for Volkswagen's electric cars has fallen short, especially in China and across Europe, forcing the company to rethink its entire strategy. The numbers behind the ID.4 tell a story of high hopes and harsh reality. Priced between $45,000 and $60,000, the ID.4 was meant to take on Tesla's Model Y. Instead, analysts estimate Volkswagen loses up to $15,000 on every unit sold in high-volume markets, a figure that balloons in lower-volume regions. The culprit is a mix of expensive batteries, slow software, and the sprawling costs of a rushed electric vehicle transition. CARIAD, Volkswagen's in-house software division, has burned through billions of dollars and delivered little but headaches. Glitches and delays forced the company to invest over $5 billion in a joint venture with Rivian, a move that stunned industry watchers. Even with this bailout, Volkswagen admits it still cannot match the digital experience or cost discipline of Tesla or BYD. For buyers, the warning signs are impossible to ignore. The ID.4's value dropped steeply after just a few years, and reliability surveys put Volkswagen near the bottom of the pack. The promise of German engineering has given way to a scramble for survival in the electric age, a reality that is forcing one of the world's biggest automakers to confront challenges it never imagined. Ford's gamble on electric vehicles has become a financial sinkhole. In 2024, the company slashed production of its F-150 Lightning pickup not once, but twice, after dealer lots filled up with unsold trucks. At one point, inventory sat for over 100 days, far above industry norms. Internal supplier memos and analyst estimates put the loss per Lightning sold between $50,000 and $100,000, with each truck costing more to build than buyers were willing to pay. Ford's own shift reports from the Rouge Electric Vehicle Center documented battery shortages, quality lapses, and mounting warranty claims, all while executives pressed ahead with optimistic sales forecasts that never materialized. The Mustang Mach-E, meant to lure enthusiasts into Ford's electric future, backfired. Surveys placed it among the worst for customer satisfaction in the electric vehicle segment, with buyers frustrated by software glitches, range shortfalls, and a driving experience that failed to live up to the Mustang badge. Consumer Reports downgraded Ford's overall reliability to below average, citing persistent problems with the Mach-E and other new models. But the troubles did not end with electrics. Ford's bread-and-butter gasoline trucks and sport utility vehicles suffered from widespread quality control failures. The 10-speed automatic transmission, rolled out across the F-Series and Explorer, became notorious for harsh shifts, hesitation, and outright failure, sometimes before 60,000 miles. Independent shops and dealer service bays reported a steady stream of repairs, fueling a wave of online complaints and class action lawsuits. The Bronco launch, once hyped as a return to form, stalled under the weight of recalls and manufacturing defects. Ford's effort to chase higher margins by killing off affordable sedans left buyers with few options under $40,000. For many longtime customers, the promise of American value and reliability has given way to sticker shock and disappointment. Buick's decline traces back to a single stubborn fact: almost no one under 65 is buying one. In 2023, the average Buick customer was older than most American retirees, and the numbers show why that is a problem. U.S. sales fell from 200,000 in 2019 to just 154,000 in 2023, a drop of nearly a quarter in 4 years. While other brands chase younger buyers with new technology and fresh designs, Buick's showrooms have become quiet, their customer base aging out with little to replace it. The product lineup does little to help. Every Buick sold in America is now an SUV, and every one is a thinly disguised Chevrolet, sold at a higher price. The Envision and Encore, for example, cost from $5,000 to $10,000 more than their Chevy twins, offering little beyond a new badge and a few extra features. Industry analysts and tear-down specialists have mapped out the platform sharing. Under the skin, a Buick is often no different from a Chevrolet, just with a steeper bill. This badge engineering has left buyers questioning the value, especially when competitors like Honda and Toyota offer better reliability and resale for less money. Despite the shrinking U.S. presence, Buick survives on the strength of its sales in China, where the brand still carries a premium image. But that overseas lifeline cannot mask the reality at home. Buick's American future is running out of time. For anyone considering a new SUV, it pays to look closely at the window sticker and ask whether you are really getting anything more than a rebadged Chevy at a luxury price. A Lincoln Navigator starts at around $85,000. Add a few options, and the price crosses $110,000, right into the territory of established luxury giants. Yet, under the surface, the Navigator shares much of its DNA with the Ford Expedition, including the same sync infotainment system found in a $28,000 Escape. Buyers expecting hand-stitched leather and exclusive tech are often surprised to find familiar plastics and software, just dressed up with a different badge. This disconnect between price and substance has become impossible to ignore. Sales have tumbled from over 103,000 units in 2021 to just 83,000 in 2023. Models like the Nautilus and Aviator promise luxury, but reveal their Ford roots as soon as you step inside. Even the top-tier black label trims, with their premium price tags, cannot hide the shared components and mainstream feel. The showroom experience does not help. Lincoln vehicles are sold alongside regular Fords, without dedicated luxury facilities or staff. For many buyers, the illusion of exclusivity disappears the moment they walk through the door. With so many better options from brands that deliver true luxury, Lincoln's position in the market grows weaker every year. For anyone considering a so-called premium SUV, it is worth asking whether the extra money buys real quality, or just a badge and a bigger monthly payment. Infiniti's decline reads like a case study in what happens when a car company stops trying. In 2017, Infiniti sold over 153,000 vehicles in the United States. By 2023, that number had collapsed to just 46,000. A staggering 70% drop in only 6 years. The warning signs were everywhere. The Q50 sedan, once a promising rival to German sports sedans, has not seen a full redesign since 2014. Year after year, the same aging platform rolled out of showrooms, with only minor tweaks and a higher price tag. As competitors raced ahead with new technology, basirs, and safety features, Infiniti stood still, hoping brand loyalty would fill the gap. Stagnation was not limited to one model. The QX80, their flagship SUV, last saw a full redesign back in 2010. By 2025, it was quietly discontinued, leaving showrooms with little more than rebadged Nissans dressed up in leather and chrome. Buyers noticed. Reviews and owner forums filled with complaints about outdated interiors, lackluster technology, and reliability issues carried over from Nissan's troubled parts bin. Infiniti's retreat from entire markets made matters worse. In 2020, the brand pulled out of Western Europe entirely, shuttering dealerships and cutting off support for existing customers. North American dealers followed, with closures accelerating as sales dried up and factory support dwindled. The result is a luxury brand in name only, with no compelling reason for buyers to pay a 40% premium over Nissan for the same basic product. As 2025 approaches, Infiniti's lineup is a shadow of its former self, outdated, overpriced, and largely irrelevant to the luxury market. Acura's struggle begins with a single, glaring miscalculation: the second-generation NSX supercar. When it launched in 2016, the NSX was supposed to be a halo for the brand, a showcase of Honda's engineering muscle. Instead, every car sold meant a loss. Estimates range from $250,000 to $500,000 per unit. Just 2,300 NSXs found homes before production ended in 2022, many at steep discounts from the original $160,000 asking price. The numbers did not add up, and neither did the prestige. Acura's gamble on a money-losing flagship left the brand's core lineup starved for attention and resources. The impact rippled through Acura's dealerships. By 2023, sales had dropped 31% to just 96,000 vehicles. Dealers, already questioning the need for separate Acura showrooms, watched as foot traffic dried up. The lineup offered little to justify premium prices. The new Integra, once a name that meant affordable performance, returned as a $36,000 hatchback. Underneath, it is a lightly disguised Honda Civic. For $10,000 more, buyers get a badge and a few cosmetic tweaks, but not the spirit that made the original Integra a legend. For shoppers, the warning signs are everywhere. Acura's cars now compete with their own Honda siblings, often losing on value in resale. The NSX experiment burned through cash and goodwill, leaving the brand adrift between luxury aspirations and mainstream reality. For anyone considering an Acura, it pays to look closely at what is under the badge and to ask whether the price matches the promise. Genesis entered the luxury market with a war chest and bold ambitions. Hyundai spent over $300 million building standalone Genesis stores, aiming for marble floors and espresso bars in every major city. But the crowds never came. Annual sales have stalled at just 56,000 units, a fraction of what established luxury brands deliver with far less overhead. Even with 3 years of free maintenance and aggressive lease deals, most buyers remain unconvinced. The problem runs deeper than empty showrooms. Genesis priced its flagship sedans and SUVs, the G90 and the GV80, between $60,000 and $80,000, hoping to lure buyers away from BMW, Mercedes, and Lexus. But prestige cannot be bought with incentives or real estate. For most shoppers, the Genesis badge does not carry the weight of a German three-pointed star or the proven reliability of a Lexus. The result is a painful lesson in automotive economics. Money alone cannot manufacture cachet. Depreciation has become the brand's silent killer. The Genesis G loses 55% of its value in just 3 years, compared to 35% for the BMW 5 Series. Auction data and resale studies confirm what owners already feel. No amount of free maintenance can offset a resale value that collapses faster than the competition. For those who took the plunge, that means a luxury car that turns into a financial liability almost overnight. Genesis spent big, but the market answered with indifference. The brand's struggle to build lasting prestige shows just how hard it is to buy a seat at the luxury table, no matter how much you invest. Cadillac's showroom map has been shrinking at a pace the brand has never seen before. Between 2020 and 2023, nearly 40% of Cadillac dealers, 176 in total, chose to exit the franchise rather than spend $2 to $3 million each on mandated upgrades for electric vehicle sales. For many, the math did not make sense. Low rural demand for electric vehicles, thin profit margins, and a corporate buyout offer looked better than rolling the dice on Cadillac's uncertain future. The result is a service network that is a shadow of what it was just a few years ago. In dozens of towns, longtime Cadillac owners now face drives that take hours for warranty work or repairs, while new buyers wonder if support will even exist in a few years. The pressure to become a luxury powerhouse has sent Cadillac's prices soaring. The Escalade, once a symbol of American excess, now regularly tops $100,000 before options. Yet reliability has not kept pace with the price tag. Cadillac's flagship Lyrique electric SUV launched with a wave of recalls and software failures, from frozen screens to charging glitches. J.D. Power and Consumer Reports both rank the brand near the bottom for dependability, and online forums fill with complaints about dealer wait times and unavailable parts. For buyers, the risk is clear. Even if you are willing to pay 6 figures, you may not get the service or quality you expect. In today's market, a shrinking dealer network means shrinking support. Anyone considering a new Cadillac should look beyond the price and ask, if the brand's own partners are leaving in droves, what happens when you need help down the road? Maserati once promised Italian glamour and exclusivity, but for those who bought in, the reality has been far more punishing. In 2014, Maserati sold 16,000 cars in the United States, fueled by the allure of the Ghibli and Quattroporte sedans. By 2023, that number had collapsed to just 6,500, a 60% drop, with dealers struggling to move even the most aggressively discounted models. The reason sits at the intersection of price and reliability. Owners who paid $80,000, $100,000, or more for a new Maserati soon discovered they were driving some of the least dependable vehicles on the road. Reliability studies consistently rank the Ghibli and Quattroporte at the very bottom, plagued by electrical failures engine problems, and build quality issues that rival the worst in the industry. But the pain does not end with breakdowns. Maintenance costs after the warranty period routinely top $7,000 a year. Oil changes alone can run from $400 to $600. A routine brake job can cost $3,000 to $5,000. For many owners, the bills pile up faster than the miles. Some quattraport drivers have faced over $50,000 in upkeep within just a few years, turning a six-figure investment into a financial sinkhole. Depreciation is even more brutal. A new quattroporte loses up to 70% of its value in just 3 years, nearly $100,000 gone, faster than almost any other car on the market. Auction records and resale charts tell the story. Banks refuse to write loans, and used car lots avoid Maseratis entirely. For anyone tempted by the badge, the numbers are a warning. Maserati's collapse is not just about fading prestige, it is about the real-world cost of chasing an image, and the harsh math that follows when reputation unravels. Jaguar's retreat from the automotive market arrived not with a bang, but with a quiet press release in November 2024. The company announced it would stop all sales for the entire 2025 calendar year, calling it a gap year before relaunching as an ultra-luxury electric-only brand. For many, this was less a pause and more a last gasp. The new plan centers on electric vehicles starting above $100,000, an audacious move for a brand whose recent sales numbers barely justify survival. In the United States, Jaguar sales plummeted from over 30,000 units in 2017 to just 7,100 in 2023, a 77% collapse in 6 years. Dealers, left with rows of unsold gasoline models, tried everything to move inventory. 20% discounts, 0% financing, and free maintenance offers failed to spark interest. Even with generous incentives, buyers stayed away, wary of Jaguar's reputation for electrical glitches, engine trouble, and interior quality issues. Consumer reports and reliability studies placed Jaguar at the very bottom, year after year, reinforcing the risk for anyone considering a new purchase. Behind the scenes, the impact was even more severe. Dealers began closing or switching to Land Rover-only operations, unable to justify the cost of supporting a clinically dead brand. Service availability shrank, parts became harder to find, and customers who did take the bait on a discounted Jaguar found themselves stranded when problems inevitably surfaced. The official gap year is framed as a bold reinvention, but the numbers and the silence on showroom floors tell a different story. For Jaguar, the decision to halt sales and bet everything on an untested, high-priced electric future is less a pivot than an admission that the old business model has failed, and what comes next is anything but certain. Alfa Romeo's showroom now feels like a museum, with only one real exhibit. In 2018, the brand managed to sell nearly 24,000 cars in the United States. By 2023, that number collapsed to just 3,700. The lineup has withered to the Giulia sedan and the Stelvio SUV, a model that is in essence the Giulia raised on taller springs. The promise of Italian style and driving passion is still there, but the substance has faded. For years, Alfa Romeo was a name whispered with reverence by enthusiasts. Yet, under the surface, reliability problems have become impossible to ignore. J.D. Power and Consumer Reports consistently rank Alfa at the very bottom of the charts, with owners reporting electrical faults, engine failures, and constant trips to the shop. For buyers, the financial pain hits hard and fast. 3-year-old Giulias and Stelvios lose around 65% of their original value, turning a $48,000 to $85,000 to purchase into a used bargain that nobody wants. Auction data paints a harsh picture. Banks hesitate to finance them, and used car lots keep their distance. The few who take the plunge often struggle to find parts or qualified service as dealer networks shrink. Alfa Romeo's predicament shows that even a century of racing heritage and Italian design cannot shield a brand from the consequences of neglect. When reliability vanishes and resale value craters, nostalgia is no match for the numbers. For anyone tempted by the badge, the risks are clear: rapid depreciation, scarce support, and a future where even die-hard fans are walking away. Mitsubishi's presence in the American car market has faded to the point of near invisible. In 2023, the company managed to sell just 87,000 vehicles in the United States, a fraction of what major competitors move in a single quarter. The showroom tells the story. Nearly every Mitsubishi on offer is a rebadged Nissan, with little to distinguish it beyond a badge and a price tag that feels out of step with reality. The Outlander Sport stands as the clearest example of this stagnation. Introduced in 2011, its basic design and interior have barely changed in over a decade. Step inside a new model today, and you are greeted by hard plastics, analog gauges, and technology that would have felt dated even in 2008. Yet the price sticker reads $28,000 to $38,000, numbers that put it squarely against far newer, better-equipped rivals from Toyota, Honda, and Mazda. For buyers under 30, Mitsubishi does not even register as an option. Awareness polls show the brand lagging behind not just mainstream names, but even some electric startups that did not exist 5 years ago. The rest of the lineup offers little more than copy-paste engineering. The Mirage, one of the cheapest cars on sale, is widely panned for its lack of safety and comfort. The Outlander itself is a Nissan Rogue in all but name, with a few cosmetic tweaks and a steeper bill. Dealers struggle to move inventory, and resale values crater as soon as the paperwork is signed. Anyone considering a Mitsubishi today faces a simple question: why pay new car prices for a product that feels like it is stuck in the past? When the competition offers more for less, the only thing Mitsubishi seems to deliver is proof that a car company can survive on inertia alone, at least for now. Chrysler's presence in the American car market has shrunk to a shadow of its former self. The entire brand now rests on a single surviving product, the Pacifica minivan. The once iconic 300 sedan has been discontinued, leaving Chrysler's showrooms with just one model to offer. In 2023, total sales reached only 113,000 units, a figure that would have been unthinkable a decade ago for a brand that once defined Detroit's reach. Industry analysts combing through Stellantis' investor reports and product planning documents find little evidence of a future for Chrysler. There is no approved roadmap for new vehicles, no next-generation models in development, and no clear strategy to revive the brand. Executives at Stellantis have openly questioned what purpose Chrysler serves in the group's portfolio, with some admitting off the record that the brand's survival beyond 2028 is far from certain. For buyers, the risks are plain. With only one product and no sign of reinvestment, Chrysler has become less a car company and more a corporate afterthought. The Pacifica may still be a competent minivan, but the brand behind it stands on the brink, offering little assurance that support, parts, or even a recognizable name will be around for long. For anyone thinking about a new Chrysler, the warning is clear. Ownership carries more uncertainty than ever before. Across all 15 brands, one truth stands out. When automakers treat loyalty as a blank check, customers walk away. Decades of reputation can vanish in just a few years of greed and neglect. Numbers do not lie. The collapse is not about luxury or legacy. It is about failing to respect what buyers value. In today's market, trust and value must be earned with every single sale. Let us know which fall surprised you most in the comments.